What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy T-Time Gaming, man, back at it again. And if you like this type of content, man, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video, man. We're trying to get to 1K subscribers before the new EA College Football game comes out, but we have to hit that number before July the 15th at midnight, the day of the game coming out, man. I'm super excited, man. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and like the video. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. We are 26 days and counting away from the early release of the new EA College Football game. And we're about 29 days roughly from the full, actually, we're a month today as I'm recording this, away from the full release of the game on the 19th. We are starting to get a little bit of Dynasty news. We got some Dynasty news last night from an article that we'll talk about a little bit today. We're getting real close to this game coming out. Donovan Edwards also posted a picture of, it seems like, some type of gaming event where there's going to be full on, like, a whole game played. It seems like players that are in the game are going to be able to play the game first, and hopefully that is streamed. So that's something else that we'll talk about, and I'll share that picture here later on. But this is going to be a really good video, man, so tune in. All right, man, so we'll go over the small news first here. So last night on, this would have been June the 18th, Donovan Edwards posted on his story, and it looks like there was some type of studio almost like, or some type of studio, and what happened was there was a big screen that said College Football 2025, and I'll put it here as a screenshot, and it says Gameplay First Look. So this almost, to me, insinuates that somebody is going to be playing the game, probably Donovan Edwards because he's there. And it looks like we're going to be possibly getting like a full gameplay game. Now, I don't know when this will come out. I don't know when this recording will come out. I don't know if they'll stream it, whatever the case may be. But there does seem to be something coming out pretty soon as far as like full gameplay. I know we've seen little clippets, but there seems like there's going to be something full gameplay. Now, they could just be recording this a few weeks early. Again, you guys, we're less than a month away from this game coming out. So it could just be an early, something they're recording now, and then they're not going to drop till maybe like a week before the game comes out. But I can say I think we are eventually at some point going to see full gameplay, maybe like a 4 or 5 minute quarter gameplay thing coming out soon. So I think that's going to be something. And with Donovan Edwards posting this, I mean, obviously I'm pretty sure EA gave him permission to post this, and they probably told him to do it because they have not really did a good job at marketing this game, which is something else I'll talk about on a later date. But I can definitely see this thing coming out sooner or later. Now, we also been waiting on a Dynasty deep dive, man. I think because of Madden's trailer getting pushed back and stuff like that, a lot of that has been postponed. But I think with the whole situation with Madden, they have not put out their trailer yet, and that's kind of pushed back some of the EA College Football content as well. I don't know why EA feels like they cannot market 2 games at once. Again, EA, regardless, this game is going in your pockets either way it goes. The funding from this game, the sales of this game, all of it's going in your pockets. It's not really like you're competing against each other. You're all on the same team. So again, I don't know why they're marketing this as you either get this game or that game. I don't know why it can't be you're getting both games and we're going to market both games to you. You know what I mean? But anyway, we are like a couple of weeks away from the games dropping out, and we've really only got a teaser trailer back in February, a real trailer just a few weeks ago, like a month or two ago, and then we got a gameplay deep dive about 3 weeks ago. Now there's time to start getting into the weeds. We are 26 days away from this game coming out. We need a deep dive on Dynasty. We need a deep dive on Road to Glory. I think the Road to the College Championship is another thing that they're really pushing this year. That's something else that we need a deep dive on that we have just not gotten any information for yet. So we do need to see those things in the next coming weeks. So there was an article that came out on the 18th of June, so just yesterday really, coming from the Hardcore Gamer. And it was pretty much an interview that came out about the new EA College Football game. I'm guessing this person was down there at Orlando a few weeks ago when they brought everybody down, but they posted a few things that were interesting about Dynasty that we all been kind of waiting to hear. All right, so we all know that recruiting is the lifeline of this game. It's the lifeline of college football. It always has been, and it probably always will be going forward to the end of time. And that is one of the things they brought up here in Dynasty. So I'm going to put the screenshot here of what they said in this article. It says, the return of Dynasty. At its core, players can participate in a 30-year Dynasty with the launch offering real players thanks to NIL deals. Players will scout and recruit and allocate points in different ways, featuring modern communication to help recruit players. Deal breakers will be on a much bigger scale, as some players simply won't be won over. You can go as simple as sending a DM to a prospect or going all in. Inviting a prospect to a specific game will also help dictate their decision if there is heavy interest. Now it goes on to the second screenshot. I'll post that here. It says, if there is heavy interest, it would be ideal to invite them on one of the top matchups on the schedule, as this weighs heavier than in the past. Program grades for the school can be improved for recruiting, and players will also be a risk on a week-to-week basis on being won or lost. This allows for more of a focus from week to week to be more heavily involved in decision making. This is huge. Now, pretty much what they're saying with this right here is, let's just say you're Georgia, right? You have interest in a guy. If you are Georgia and you're playing against New Mexico State, no disrespect to them, if you invite a recruit to that game, you might not earn as many points as if you invited a recruit to a game against Texas in Athens. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get as much skill points. And even if you lose in a competitive game against Texas, it might actually look better than if you invite them to a, New Mexico State game, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of these recruits want to go to these big games. They want to see these big game environments and stuff like that. Even if it's a close game and it's competitive, those players can feel like, well, if I come here, I can get this team over the hump. So I think that's a really unique aspect they have added into the recruiting game, and I love it, because what you used to do in 2014, at least what I used to do, if it's a team I know I'm gonna beat, I'm scheduling my player to come in that week, we're gonna blow them out, and then they're gonna commit. But now what they're saying is, if you bring these guys on bigger games, on bigger visits, this could possibly help you land this recruit, and I love that aspect of this game. Also as well, another thing that I really like that they talked about is pretty much if the players' pitches are going to matter. So they're going to be given 3 pitches pretty much. So let's just say their top 3 pitches is, I want to be close to home. I want to talk about NIL branding. They're going to call it brand image or whatever. And also as well, let's say playtime. If you're going to Georgia and you don't line up well with all those things, and you're in California, you're not going to commit to Georgia because it doesn't fit your needs. It doesn't fit what you want. So I also think that's a big deal as well. One other thing I like that I heard in here is when they talk about you can DM players. I think that is dope. I think that is huge. They kind of had this in the old NCAA basketball games, if y'all can remember correct. Not quite DMs, but you could send their coaches emails and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be something kind of similar to that. But the fact that this thing is going to be in depth a little bit, I think there's going to be a little mix of 2014 recruiting where you can just put points in, and a little bit also of a little bit more in depth, like 2013, 2012, when you used to actually call play. I think there's going to be a balanced mix in that, which I think is perfect, because some people just like to quick recruit, do the points, and get into the game. And some people like me, I'm a sicko, we like to really call the recruits, really sell our pitches, really do that type of stuff. So I think that's going to be interesting as well. Now, other people have also brought up about recruiting that you're not going to be able to just scout people like how you used to do in the old game. So if you can remember, if you had your, scout tree filled out, if you had the first 3 skills filled out, you could just scout your player immediately at the beginning of the season and see their actual overall. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to actually have to get to know these players. I think you even have to get them on campus before you can really scout them. And from what this sounds like, this is going to be a week-to-week thing. You're going to have to find out week to week, is this player this rating? Is this player that rating? You're going to continue to scout them throughout the whole season, which I also think it's going to be harder to just get OP players, but I think this is also realistic and good for EA College Football. So essentially right now, that is the news that we have. A lot of people are asking what is going to be the next deep dive, right? I think that's been the main question. We haven't really got a lot of those deep dives because Madden, let's just call it what it is, Madden has kind of been stepping on EA College Football's rollout. So we haven't really got a lot of information. I think we will these coming weeks. I would like to see when Madden's going to drop their trailer, because I think once Madden drops their trailer, we'll know a little bit more about when EA College Football is going to drop more deep dives. But I would expect the deep dive no later than next Friday. I mean, we're going on almost a month of no information if they don't do it by next Friday. So I would think anywhere between now, when I'm recording this and when I'm putting this out, to next weekend, we should have some type of information, some type of deep dive. They still have to do a presentation deep dive. They still have to do a Dynasty deep dive. They still need to go over Road to Glory. They still need to go over Ultimate Team, as much as people don't like it. There's a new Road to Glory. There's a new Road to the College Football Playoff thing in this game. They need to go over all that stuff. So again, they don't have a lot of time. They only have 27 days essentially before this game is out and ready to go. So I do think we'll get more in the coming days, and it'll probably be a lot of information at once. So that is going to conclude this video. When we get any other news, we'll be back. I will be doing a video pretty soon, probably maybe this weekend, about the channel and how we're going to be doing this channel once the game comes out, because I will be creating content on this thing. We will be doing a Road to Glory series. We will be doing a franchise or Dynasty team series on here, so it's going to be really fun, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. But like I said, if you like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and go ahead and share this video, man. We're trying to get to 1K subscribers to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, get this I want to give 2 games away for free, and if you already have the game, I'm going to give you $70. So again, man, we just want to do a give back, and we really want to get to that 1K before June the 15th. So we appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.